1 2 testing 1 2 testing 3 4 5 6 uno dos seis. Ay ay ay. Okay, so I'm seeing my volume now. I don't know why it wasn't coming through. I think y'all should be able to hear me now. I'll start back over. What was I saying? Oh, we're looking at the volume scanner, and starting off the day we have WINT up 7. Now, the reason that I have so few on here is because I like for them to get a pretty good pre-market volume. I really don't like slow movers out of the pre-market. I want things that people are looking at already, and so it kind of builds a story into the day. Before the first one, we have WINT up here up 120%, and what I was going over was the betas. So WINT is a negative beta, a weak negative beta, so it could inversely react to little movements of the market. So if the market's going down, it could go up just a little bit, but it's not super strong. EVRI, another one with a positive 2 beta, so it weakly follows the market, so it could go up if the market goes up, could go down if the market goes down. SOXL is the inverse of what I've been trading, which is the SOXS. The S is the inverse of the SPY, so the SPY goes down, S goes up, SPY goes up, S goes down. But this one has a very strong beta. So the betas go from 0 to 5. This one has a 4 on, or let me say that again. It doesn't go from 0 to 5. It goes from negative 5 up to positive 5. Okay. So, but this one has a positive 4, which means it strongly follows the SPY. If the SPY is going up, it's probably going to be going up. If the SPY is going down, it's probably going to be going down. NVIDIA, lesser follower of the SPY, not a super strong correlation. SQQ, -2, so it's going to inverse on the SPY. Let's go ahead and look at some of these catalysts, though, for the ones that do have catalysts. For the inverses, I really don't care about them having a true news catalyst. I look at the SPY as the catalyst. Is the SPY going up? Is the SPY going down? That's the catalyst. But let's get over to WINT. Windtree Therapeutics. Let's look at your press releases. Why are you up 125%? Windtree Therapeutics provides updates on istaroxime. Oh man. Clinical development of upcoming clinical trials. So that was a day ago. So it doesn't have news on today. Let's see what came out in this trial data. Nearing completion of enrollment. And actually, what diseases are they trying to work on? Critical diseases today announced. Okay, what is this working on? Cardiogenic shock. Cardiogenic shock. Okay. Let's go pull that up. So 2 things I want to know about these diseases is, okay, what it is, and then how rare is it, right? Cardiogenic shock. Oh boy, what in the world just happened? Let me turn that off. Okay, cardiogenic shock. Symptoms, causes. Cardiogenic shock is a life-threatening condition in which your heart can't pump enough blood to meet your body's needs. Okay, so let's go into the rarity. Cardiogenic shock rarity. In most cases, Okay, let me see some numbers. Okay. May be dangerous. Very rare. Okay, here's the rarity. Very rare. Fewer than 20,000 cases per year in the US. So very rare one there. That's why I kind of like to look at to see how these things. Now, sometimes they still go crazy. It's a small cap. Has a small float, which we'll look at right here. WINT. Does not mean people will give up on it, because some people don't do that reading into it. They just go. They're like, oh, it's going up. It's going up. So let's go to statistics and look at the floats here. WINT float is under 1 million here. So very low float. I don't know if this is actually updated data. Let's look at BAM SEC and see if it has any crazy stuff in the shelf registration department or anything like that. It has a shelf a shelf registration from February 2024, and then they amended the shelf registration in, what is that, February, March, April. So it does have shelf registrations on this year, and those will last, if they're regular ones, they'll last 2 years, unless they put out a automatic shelf registration. But it is flying right now. I see it up 155% coming into the open, has 10 million shares traded on it. Let's look at some other things to make sure that float is actually, let's look at the short squeeze. Shortsqueeze.com. Where are we at? So Win-Tree Therapeutics, short percent float 10%, short increase or decrease. So shorts decreased 18%, but this is 20-minute delayed data, so we don't know what it is. We'll have to update, and I'll refresh the page and we can see what it is. But as far as the float, where's the float? Shares float, yep, under 1 million right there. All right, let's go to Market Watch and check that as well for WINT. Now, yesterday it had an ATR of 33 cents. I don't know what it's gonna be today, because it is moving. It's moved from from $3 up to $8. So that is a lot of movement for a particular stock. This one says the float again under 1 million. So I'm believing all of these sources that that float is super low, and this thing can get super volatile on Win-Tree Therapeutics. Float over here, yep, same thing. Okay, so that's enough checking on that. So very low float on WINT. Let's check out EVRI. There's the next one over there. Every Holdings. Does it have news on the day? 2 hours ago, IGT's gaming and digital business and Every to be acquired. So this is an acquisition. I usually don't mess with acquisitions. That's probably why it isn't receiving all of the volume here. So like Wint has 10 million and Every is like half of this and not even moving. SOXL, not too worried about that. That's an inverse. We'll just see how what the SPY is doing after the open for that. Nvidia is up here 3%. So let's see if they had any news. I know it was leading the way yesterday. Nvidia. I know it was leading the way yesterday coming up. Nvidia AI Foundry builds custom. Okay, so this is a little bit older news. I seen this 3 days ago. So no new news on it today. So Wint has the most current and recent news on the day. Nvidia is just leading everything else, moving back up after the market kind of dumped. But kind of keeping my eyes on all of this, and still it's only these 5. So looking for things that are getting that pre-market action to take those nice scalps on. Other than that, let me jump over to my trades this time. So right now, since I've started, I started trying to use this strategy, get 100 trades. Right now, I'm sitting at 51 trades at 72% on my trading. Last week was a really bad week. I just was trading long when I should have been trading inverses as the SPY was dumping. This week I did not make that mistake, and I started trading those inverses, which was SOXS. Traded that a couple of times. Traded AZTR as well. That was a low float. And I think I went over AZTR, but I guess I can swing back through these since they happened this week. First trade on AZTR, I got stopped out for a small win. Wasn't really a whole lot. I pretty much got in, went down like $80, and then it shot up, and I did not take the profit. So I had 429 in profit, did not take it, and got stopped out. Should have been scalping this as I should have. On the second trade, I did not make that mistake. I was like, bruh, I'm not doing that again. So I jumped in, same sentiment on AZTR. And this time I was literally on a mission to take profit. So got in, never went red on this one. So got in, went up 112. It kind of dropped down and then went up to 279. And I started taking my profit up here, so I didn't get that drop off. So that was $200. That was pretty good. And then we got the next one, which was SOXS, which I kind of got scared in because I wasn't able to manage the position. I got in for a scalp, but I had to go and do some work. So I was like, well, let me just sell. And I got in here at 24.37. It went up to 24.80 something, but throughout the rest of the day, got all the way up to like 26. And I was like, oh well, I took the profit that I could, and I just see what it does on the next day. This one did not go red either, so basically got in and it just went up. Is it? So I traded this one the next day, the following day, yesterday, right here, which was for 150 bucks. I did get in same way, same strategy, and I don't think it posted it out here yet, but I went for a scalp on this one as well. Got in at 28.36, scalped up here to 20. What was the exits? Average exit. So average entry was 28.42. Average exit was right under that 29. That whole dollar resistance I was selling 51 cents on that 280 shares. So it's taking little bits and pieces on the way up. It did not put out a graph here yet. Sometimes it takes a while for Trader Sync, maybe like 2 days, and it'll put out the little profit graph, but didn't go red on that one either, just straight into the green because the SPY was dumping. So those are the trades for the week. Nice green week. Rebounded me back green on the month. Last week I really thought I was just gonna stay red on the month, but I was like, man, I got 2 weeks left. Let me just get my boots back on. Stop trading things without catalyst. Stop trading things that don't make sense, and look at what the market is doing and trade what it's giving me, basically. But anyway, let me read some of these chats and see what's going on over here. So let's see. Thoughts on CMAX. Let's go look at CMAX. And do we have any other call outs here? Donnell, yep. You don't Lori said she don't like Went. She does not like Went. Let's look at CMAX though. So CMAX up 667. I'm guessing you're looking at this for a day trade. It's up 17%. It almost has 2 million shares traded. It would need a little bit more volume, but it did gap up. Let's go look at the news if it has any for today on CMAX. Why are you a CareMax? Oh, I seen this one before. I seen this one like, hold on, let me look back at the chart. I seen this one. Was it back here? I think it was back here on this day on Monday. And it didn't really have a whole lot of catalysts that I liked, so I didn't trade it. It was well over the ATRs down here. So this was the ATRs down on Monday, and it was at $2 and something, and it was ripped. Oh, I remember why I didn't trade it on this day. I like stocks to be over 5 before the open. So this one kind of just was like at $2 and just started running midday. A lot of these I lose money on. I see them and I'm like, wow, if it's somebody's in there, cool, they're making some money. But I kind of like them to get over that $5 before, because that's where the pros come in and start kind of pushing it. So I'm like, yeah, let's get it. But now it's definitely over 5. So 5's all the way down here, and it's proven that it can hold over it. On the 15-minute, it came down here and touched. So this is the point of control from yesterday down here at 541, where it came down, tested hard, tested again, and then rose above this 541. The highs up here during pre-market was 736, and I don't know. It doesn't have the catalyst. I would say let some of these fail first, like Went and some of these before I go in there, because they all have more eyes on them and they're well above, they got the range. Looking at this ATR though, this one, pretty much the ATR is saying that it moves dollars average. So that's what I like looking at as well. I want to see something that has the rate over change. I don't want to get in something that's only going to be moving 10 cents at a time and then I'm getting chopped out. Move. But yeah, these Went ATR says 33, but I think that's going to recalculate to something much larger. Once it opens, we'll see what the recalculation is at. EVRY, that was the acquisition not too interested in. XOXL has a ATR of $5.17. So you say in your head, wow, it has ATR $5.17. What kind of profit or what kind of cents do I want to get off of a particular trade? 10 cents, 20 cents? And how easy is it to move that 10, 20, 30 cents? That's how you do it. Average true range. Nvidia has a ATR of $5.95. So it's very, if you get into the right pattern and you have all the other variables that you need in your system, then you can go bullish, and see if you can get a nice little, 20, 50 cents, a dollar, whatever you're aiming for, and then lock in the profit, or lock in the profit on the way up and then just hold, like Reliable says, hold for the dream. But SQQ doesn't really have a huge, and I didn't trade SQQ because of this. It's because the ATR is kind of low and I want something that can pay me well. So well and fast. So I look for that good rate of change. We'll keep CMAX up here on the oh, you're already in CMAX. $4.65. Bro, you're already in. So it's pushing. Let's look over here on the higher time frame. I see Max. Is this an inverse? It has a slightly positive beta. Not super strong, not a super strong follower of the market. Let's look at this is the monthly chart. Maximize sell. So we'll see, had a little bit of sell off, but came down here and has a body candle up here of what, the 795s, which is kind of like the body of this big push down. But yeah, I will see what Went's gonna do on the day with being up 140 something percent. Now this one is a low float. Let's see how low that float is real quick on Went. I mean, not on Went, on CMAX. All right, so statistics float is 1.97, very low float. Held by insiders 24%, institutions 47%. Okay, let's go look at BAM SEC and see if they have anything crazy here for CMAX, CareMax. Okay, registration of securities. And I see what you're doing, Reliable. You're buying the rumor and selling whatever news comes out. I see what you're doing, because there was some circulation in chat rooms and things earlier this week on Monday, and you're getting in there on the rumor and just seeing what happens, and kind of swinging it. Let's see. So I don't see any shelf registrations or anything like that. Let's go to shortsqueeze.com, CMAX. Okay, short percent float increase 9.8%. Short percent increase decrease, so it's a negative. Wait, what? I don't even know what that's talking about. Okay, percent of the float. Oh, okay. So the percentage of the float, the total float, is an increase, but the I don't know what that's. How's that? That seems like it's counterintuitive. Short increase. I don't know. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know what to say about that, but let's jump over to Market Watch and see if they are showing the same float out here for CMAX of like 2 million. Okay, so yeah, 2.35 million, so a little bit higher than FinViz. I mean, not FinViz, a little bit higher than Yahoo. And then this one, CMAX, CareMax, yeah, 235. But the biggest thing for me, yeah, sure, it can go crazy, but I kind of like to see people in there. It's almost 2 million shares. Went is pushing back over $8 here. And these are the 5 that I would just be zoomed into until they just are trash and they can't do anything else. But this one has a lot of work to do on a Friday. Yeah, it can go crazy. Maybe it can go into halts, but yeah, I don't know about day trading. See, you were swing trading the rumor. So swing trading the rumor, you got some faith, and you definitely have more than just a mustard seed. Swing trading CMAX, but I will see. We'll see how it acts coming into the open here. We have about 15 minutes to the bell. We got 6 stocks up. One is a call out by Reliable. Let me see if anybody else has anything. So you took 2 trims yesterday. Okay. So you've been taking profit off of it as well. You had on watch from Monday. Yup. Was supposed to be a trade, but when I see it push 6, said, hey, let's try and hold a piece. Yeah, okay, so you already taking some profit and just like I said earlier, holding a piece for the dream. Um, Let me see. Don't even know what the rumor is. Well, that's the whole point. You don't really need to know. You're getting in there and just seeing what happens, shooting for the stars. Let's jump back over to Went. And let's look at the daily chart for Went here. So, or not the daily chart, the monthly chart. A whole lot of devastation coming into pretty flat area, and it's jumped up from this was on yesterday $3, and now it's all the way up to 8. It's like up here towards this top where it got pushed down before. So 871 could be a point where it sees some heavy resistance there on based on the monthly chart. Let's jump back just a little bit more. That's pretty much the clearest resistance that I see is that 870, maybe 875. I put a line out there, but I think of this as a zone. What's going to happen or what patterns form in this zone around 870? And let's zoom back to the weekly, or zoom in to the weekly. Okay, so this is the line I just put up here, and it formed this little doji candle, and we'll see what happens there. Daily chart, let's see what this is looking like. Should look the same. I mean, it hasn't opened up yet, so yeah, about the same. We'll see what happens at 871. Anyway, let's see what's going on with, I mean, not every Nvidia going down. Okay. So most of the attention is on Went right now. So I would definitely, if I'm going to trade anything else, I want to see Went fail, or stop getting so much volume, go stagnant, go sideways or something, because that's where the eyes are right now. CMAX is slowly making its way up, though, getting a little bit more trading, but yeah, got a long way to go when it comes to drawing attention. All right, so out of the open, I think I'm going to be watching Went. I'm going to be watching. Do I even want to watch Nvidia? I mean, Nvidia, it's got 10 million shares. I'll just throw it up there just to maybe see something crazy. Let's see what SOXS is doing today. So SOXS, this would not be a day that I would be trading SOXS. Yesterday it had way more volume coming in out of the pre-market, way more volume for me to play around with. I don't like this at all, so staying away from that unless it can get volume. But behind these two that are almost to 10 million, I mean, by the time these things open up, they'll be jumping 15 million, 20 million, and they'll leave these other ones in the dust. So I don't want to get stuck in the dust. I want to be, where the money is flowing. But yeah, don't want to trade SOXS today. I'll just stick to these three and see how they want to go, how they want to move. I don't think Nvidia had any news on today, but as you can see, coming into the open, I'm already focused in on some stocks, and then able to look through the catalyst and kind of visualize, hey, where are people looking? Is this where I need to be looking? Is there a reason? Is there a catalyst? If there isn't a catalyst, why is this thing receiving so much attention? And could I potentially get some type of scalp out of this based on its reactions to the SPY movement? And this one doesn't have a strong reaction to the SPY, so I wouldn't really lean on the whole SPY thing, because the beta is like so low or so close to zero. Closer it is to zero, the weaker the correlation it is. The closer it is to 5, the stronger the correlation. But anyway, let's jump over here to the 15-minute, looking at CMAX dumping on down. Now that line that I put out there at the where is it? 871. Where'd it go? Was that on CMAX or Went? No, that was on Went. My bad. Okay, so it is at this level 871. And we want to see what patterns form here, because this is where it got shoved down the last time. One of the things about small caps is sometimes people don't look at higher time frames, and so you can let it get to a level and it'll fail, and people be like, what happened? And it's like, all you have to do is look at your monthly, and that's what happened, right? And so what we want to see is, yeah, sure, let's see a fail, but let's see a try to get back to where it failed to. That's what we're looking at, and that's why I wait the first 30 minutes. First 30 minutes, all of those weekends get shaken out. All the people that are like, oh, it's just gonna keep going up, they get destroyed. And then I'm looking for a nice little curl and retry to this level of the 871. We'll get the ATRs here shortly to see. Let's see, we got 9 minutes left, so that'll come out. And at this point, ATRs will be above this level, so it's going to have to really be strong and hold at the 871 for it to hold up. But it's up 164% with 13 million shares traded on it, so people see it. They're into it, and they're hungry today. But I want them to be hungry so they can make it fail for better prices. That's how I'm thinking. Hey, what kind of price can I get out of this? Do I really want to be buying the highs here at a level that we saw on the larger time frame that was clear out here of the 871 right here? Clear level of pushback, and actually it's just a full zone. Well, I didn't mean to do that. Remove that drawing. So if we were to put a zone out here, like a rectangle, this would be the zone right here. Big old pushback. Can it hold above this zone, or will it really start chopping around and getting forced back in here? And that's actually on the 15-minute now. So this is the zone that we marked on. So basically the bottom of this, under 640, is looking pretty bearish right here. And we'll see how it holds up here. We got about 8 minutes to the bell, and we're looking for maybe initial little pump out, but a crash back into the zone to see if it can hold some of these levels, like the $7 hold dollar level. I like hold dollars, so that's one that's in the zone. We also have the eight hold dollar level, so we got two hold dollar levels here. I want to draw a trend line. Here's the 8. Not a trend line, a support line, 8, and then the 7 here. So these are the levels that I'm looking at, and looking for it to get pumped back under these levels real quick. Now it can move big. I just want to see what the new ATR is going to be. If the ATR is under $1, I don't know. It's going to be like, maybe one of those that I just let go by the wayside and just focus on maybe something with a little bit bigger ATR that can pay me easier, like SOXL or Nvidia, if they continue to pump as well. 872s pushing on up there. And also the volume profile is what I have on here as well. So let me put this back on auto. Okay, so the volume profile, this is the little high and lows of the complete pre-market, but the value level where the trading has been between 850s and 672. So I want to see it continue to hold pretty much above 8 and not really crash this. But if it crashes, maybe it'll give some opportunities on the backside of the move to make a move back up to the $8, or if it crashes even lower, maybe to the 6, make a move back up to the 7 later in the day. But it is Friday, so we have to remember that this is a natural sell-off day. So, it could go either way. But yeah, we're going to see. We're going to see what we got here. It is taking a little pause break, showing a little resistance here at this 871. Interesting. And nothing else really popping up on the scans as of yet. Just these same 5 stocks. And so it's kind of boring because you don't see things just popping, but it allows you to get your mind right and get focused in on what you can actually build a story on, or what I can actually build a story on for my system. But got about 5 minutes to the bell, and the ATRs will be calculated here shortly. It's pushing, trying to hold above this 871. Look at that, going up there, about to come into the open. Pushing on up there. This would be a nice little range for it to dump back down towards this 8 though. So that's almost $1 move back to the 8. for the shorts. Okay, pumping up there to the 9, hit 9 right there very briefly, and right back to the 871s. Four minutes left. CMAX threw a wick down there to 625. Got 2 million shares traded, but as for a day trade, I think Nvidia came back up, so it has a previous high up here of 116. It looks like it's doing an engulfing candle, but this candle hasn't closed yet. Okay, it looks kind of like an engulfing candle here of the 115. That's a lot of bullish action right there, though. And then it has this body candle right here of the body of this previous high wick candle of 116. This does look like an engulfing, though. Actually, what this is called is a tweezer move. When you have like equal looking flats and then it engulfs the previous candle. If it closes above the body of the candle, that's a tweezer move, and that's pretty bullish. So we'll see what happens there. But first and foremost, we'll be watching Went to see what happens at this 871 level. Three minutes until the open, and then we'll get the ATRs out here. How easy is it to make money on one of these stocks is what I want to calculate as soon as possible. But, waiting the first 30 minutes allows me that time to see, how it pumps, how it moves, and things like that. $880s, less than 2 minutes. $90s, almost hit 9 again right before the open. I know that joked some people in there. Will their risk pay off and get over $9? Keeps going up there, looking at it. It keeps popping down. Nines. Okay, pushed over 9 just a little bit. Less than a minute left. This one is setting up nicely for oh wow. Okay, pushing up to 925s. Candle still hasn't closed yet, so it has a lot of line it can still do. 49 seconds of line it can do. Big moves though. $3 all the way up to 9. Up almost 200%. Can it hold up at 871? $23 seconds left. Going back down. Will it get back under 9s? 14 million shares traded on it. 10 seconds left. All right, so it's open. ATR, wow. So if it breaks down and it goes under this ATR low, it's over with. ATR highs up here at the 995, and these are the highs up here, 950s, 995s, and it's already testing down towards the ATR lows. If it breaks down 849, it's over. They ain't trading it. I ain't trading it. It's too far gone. But it's hitting that 871 right there, that previous level, and it looks to be finding support, but this candle has not closed yet. So, and it's not at the ATR highs, it's actually testing the ATR lows. So, two things that I don't like to see. We'll go and jump over to Nvidia. Actually, yeah, let's go over there real. It's popping back up, but it's got to get over. It's got to get over 961s anyway. Let's go over here to Nvidia real quick, launching down from that level that we saw this top. It threw a little wick in, and now this whole engulfing thing, this pattern that we thought was forming in the pre-market, looking like it's testing the ATR lows here. So can it close this candle below 115.60? That would be a nice bearish sign there based on the ATRs. So 15, what is this? Full bearish is 1558. So under the 1558s. Went back under, so full bearish would be under 846. Under that, I am not touching it. I'm good. Nothing else new popping up just yet. Let's look over here and see what the SPY is doing. SPY is going down, so SOXL is going down. Let's see what SOXS is doing, but it may not have the volume that I want, so not a lot of people in on it. Only 3 million shares traded. That ain't enough. Not enough. It's moving up. It's moving up because of the SPY. Has this big gap here from the 2672, 2756, but not enough. Not enough for me. All right, so went jumping back over to it. Continue to try to hold up, but looking more and more bearish, especially once it crosses this 846 level. There it is, going down to the ATR low, but not being able to break it multiple times and jumping back up there above that 871. So can it start to what is this? 958s is the, man, that's a lot of work. This stock right here, it has a lot of work ahead of it. The ATR for this one jumped from 33 cents up to 74 cents on the ATR. So not moving dollars easily. It may move, you know, a couple cents, but definitely not full dollars easily. Maybe it'll be able to open it up later on in the day, but we'll see. Has a relative volume here of 274 times its normal, and kind of high standard deviation as well. But those are just some of the variables that I look for. It doesn't guarantee that I'm gonna trade it, because I mean, a lot of volume that means nothing if it's dumping, right? Dumping towards those low ATRs, looking real bearish in here. So dump through the 871 level that we saw from the monthly chart. And then it has this $8 whole dollar level that is probably going to scare a lot of people and may dump on through that. So the thing is, this is going to be some backside of the move type play. If it continues to dump through the 8, you know, maybe you can get a test back up to the $8 level. Maybe it falls some more, test 750s, something like that. But it's looking like the backside of the move for this one already. I don't have a whole lot of faith in it. SOXL continued down. It's almost a 10 million shares traded. Nvidia, wow. Right through this ATR low. The ATR low was up here at the 1553 and bloop, right on down through there. So yeah. The SPY though over here is looking like it's pulling back up. Let's look, maybe it may go flat today. We'll see. This is on the 15-minute right here. So maximize this. We see it kind of came down, tested the ATR lows, trying to hold up. 541 would be very, very bearish. If it can start holding below this, though, maybe people will get in on the XOXS type movement towards the lows. If it can start breaking down the 541.76 down to the 550s. So that could be interesting. Let's go look at XOS here. Let's make this small. What time is it? 34. I got a couple minutes. Got a couple minutes left. Okay. XOXS is going up as the SPY is going down. Look, but it's got a big gap. So maybe it'll fill this gap up to maybe the 2750s. Could be a play, but I don't know. That's a lot of work to do. I like stocks. I like to trade stocks that don't have a lot of work. They just have to keep pushing. So they've already made the move into the direction that I like, and all they got to do is just keep, you know, taking a little dip, go higher. Take a little dip, go higher. You know, easily moving, you know, those amounts. Okay, so we see that WINT is holding under the ATR lows here of the 824s and almost engulfing this whole pre-market candle right here, this bullish candle coming down to the $8 flat. Okay, we got some new stuff popping in now. DXCM It dropped, and it's down 39% right now. So dropped from 107 down here to the 66s and continue to push down. That's the biggest loser right now. And then on Serve, this one was a winner yesterday coming into the market, but now has broken down the ATR lows and just not really doing great. Full bearish is 1151s and it's right now struggling on the 1150s. Tesla looking trash as well, going down. TQQs going down. So TQQ, SXOL are very favorable. If you look in the beta, they have very almost, halfway to 5 on the beta. So very strong reliance on the SPY going in a certain direction. It's not an inverse. It goes with the SPY. Let's look on Nvidia, still struggling over here. And went. Okay, went. You just popped off the $8 whole dollar level, but still overall bearish in what I'm looking at. I can't do went. So yeah, I'll preserve my profit on today and preserve my profit on the month. Nvidia, wow. Jump down here to $14. Oh man, the SPY. Look at the SPY pop back up. I was like, what in the world's happening? Okay, look at this SPY move. Interesting. So anybody that was going on SOXL or SOXS got absolutely destroyed on this move back up here. Ay. Okay. So let's look at SOX. This one should be coming back up pretty green. Yeah, SOXL jumping back in there, but still I don't like it. I like it to be towards the ATR highs. That's why I'm 72%. I'm very picky. I don't want to buy these lows and then it just transitions to going lower, right? I want it to be at the highs, making those highs and going higher. Okay, so went jumping back up here off of this $8 whole dollar level, but it still has not closed this candle. I haven't seen anything that I'm going to be partaking in today. I pretty much showed you guys how I look at the market and things like that. But yeah, I'm going to go to my meeting and it's no rush because I really didn't see anything that I could build a good thesis off of for a day trade. But went coming on back down to this $8 level, just a lot of moves today, and things pretty red. But anyway, if you enjoyed the stream, if you enjoyed the content, definitely hit the like button and possibly subscribe if you want to. But I will be back on Monday morning and we'll do some analysis. I'll see if I can find anything during pre-market to build a thesis for the day. What's gonna be possibly happening, and let it ride out from there. Point of control just moved down, so that's not good. That means that it's moving back into an area that got a lot of trades. So there may be a lot of stops in here toward under this $8 level, so that's not too good. But yeah, this is the final watch that I'm seeing right now. Things that are getting that catalyst, getting that movement, and I did not watch CMAX. Oh, I forgot to look back at CMAX, man. CMAX exploded. So Reliable is rich now. We talked during pre-market when he was a regular person, and now he's just squatting over the market, waiting to sell his shares. He said he got in at $4, so he's up $4 per share. That's pretty nice. And yeah, so CMAX definitely, and it's where it's going. It actually got to these previous levels that we were talking about on the monthly chart. Maximize. This push down right here, right into this $8 level right here is where it came up to, and finding a little bit of resistance. But this is based on the monthly chart. Could keep going. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, that is it. I got to get to this meeting. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to keep your head on a swivel if you're going to continue trading on today. Build a thesis, depend on your data and go from there. But yeah, that is it for me today. And as always, I'll see you guys on Monday morning, unless it's a holiday. I don't know. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.